media platforms. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Career Development Seminar organized by the Bridge Scholarship. Tonight, we are diving into an exciting theme: monetize the digital age, skills for creators, innovators, and visionaries. The digital world is evolving rapidly, and there's never been a better time to position ourselves to create, innovate, and earn in this new economy. Before we get started, let me briefly introduce the heart behind this gathering, the Bridge Scholarship. The Bridge Scholarship is a life-changing platform committed to empowering young people through scholarships, mentorship, and skill-building programs. Allow me to read their vision: to provide opportunity for brilliant but indigent students in Africa to have access to quality education irrespective of socio-economic limitations. Now, what is their mission? To raise empowered men and women from economically challenged backgrounds to better the lots of their families, communities, and nation at large. So now you know a little about the Bridge Scholarship. If you would like to learn more about the Bridge Scholarship and get involved, please visit their website at thebridgescholarships.com and follow them on all social media platforms. Tonight, I'll be your facilitator for this session. I am David Ikomola, and I'm honored to lead this conversation where we will unpack actionable insights to thrive in today's digital landscape. On this meeting, I have with me two speakers, experts in the field of the digital sphere. Firstly, I have with me Lucy Chinansa Ndubisi. Lucy Chinansa Ndubisi is the founder of Lucy Wellness Cycle. Who is Lucy Chinansa Ndubisi? Lucy Chinansa Ndubisi is a passionate advocate for women and children's health, helping them stay healthy and manage common health conditions using the healing power of fruits, vegetables, and seeds. 100% natural, simple, and effective. With a background in biochemistry from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University class of 2017, Lucy has grown into a food therapist and wellness coach, teaching practical, natural ways to nourish and support the body. Her content and coaching focus on prevention, healing, and sustainable healthy living, especially for women and children. She is the founder of Lucy's Wellness Cycle, a platform where she shares everyday tips on healthy living using fruits, herbs, and seeds to promote wholeness and long-term well-being. Alongside her wellness work, Lucy is a skilled virtual assistant who supports startups and creatives with social media management, content writing, brand visibility, and structure, helping them grow with ease and excellence. Our professional journey has included roles in quality control, administration, affiliate marketing, and brand management. She is also a published researcher in the Asian Journal of Research in Biochemistry and served as an SDGs advocate during her NYSC here, reflecting her lifelong commitment to impact and growth. Her personal mantra is simple: it's never too late to start. With each step, Lucy is helping others start, heal, and thrive. And how does she do this? Naturally. So, Mrs. Lucy, would you love to say hi to all attendees present tonight? Hello, Mrs. Lucy.
Hello, David.
All right. I'll just go on. All right, she's here. Good evening, Mrs. Lucy. It's nice having you on board.
Thank you so much. I'm having a bit of network issues, but I hope it gets stable before we move into this fully. Thank you so much. And I'm happy to be here live to share my knowledge. And hopefully, this is going to be a very fun session for all of us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. It's a pleasure having you here tonight. So allow me to introduce our second speaker, our second expert on this platform, none other than Chika Ike Ojukwu. Who is Chika? Mrs. Chika is popularly known as a global star who has a mandate to shine a light so bright following Matthew 5 verse 16 with a mountain of influence, the media. She's a passionate content creator, LinkedIn coach, influencer, global public speaker, and a mentor with a mission to empower personal and business brands worldwide. Over the years, she has had the privilege of coaching over 10,000 brands across 7 plus countries, helping them harness LinkedIn's full potential. Chika has spoken at industry leading events, conducted impactful training sessions, and had the opportunity to collaborate with top executives, assisting them in optimizing their brand's presence across time zones. She has been featured and awarded by notable brands such as Seller, Fabicon, Coachley, WAYLC Hub, Iconic Brand Africa, the top Global Education Awards, etc. She is honored to be recognized as one of the top 50 African influencer by Ngati and the LinkedIn top voice in online content creation and influencer marketing. She has collaborated with top brands like Sales Ruby, Get Fit NG, Coach Lee, Utiva, Fit Kotai, FCMP, and LinkedIn Local Lagos, amongst others, as a brand influencer. Chika is the founder of Everything Chigloop, a writing, speaking, and coaching brand. This creative hub offers resume writing, resume revamping, editing, proofreading, content writing, public speaking, LinkedIn optimization, and coaching services. She is an author of 4 amazing books: The Winning Success, Dream to Reality, The Money Magnets Content Writer, and Practical Answers to Your LinkedIn Questions. She uses social media as a tool for influence as she writes to inspire, motivate, educate, and inform. Mrs. Chika, would you like to say hello to our attendees tonight?
Hello everyone, good evening. Hope you all are fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Mrs. Chika.
Miss, please. Thank you.
Oh, Miss Chika, my apologies.
Thank you.
Yes, that's great. So now we'll be diving into career development seminar proper. Please let me remind you of the theme of career development tonight. It is none other than monetize the digital age, skills for creators, innovators, and visionaries. Please let me advise us all to draft out our questions, whatever we are not so sure of regarding monetizing the digital age. I mean, we are students. We also want to try to balance academic with other things. We must be having thoughts about monetizing our skills, acquiring skills for profit and all of that. So whatever doubt you have, whatever has been bothering you, you're trying to start up a business, you're trying to get things together. You're trying to sort out ways whereby you can actually bring that your skill, that your talent, that your uniqueness to visibility so you can begin to earn via it. Now, this is the time for you to bring out your questions, your doubts, and ask for further clarifications. But I'll be starting by addressing Mrs. Lucy. Mrs. Lucy, please, can you share your career journey and how you discovered your passion? Briefly. Thank you.
Okay, I think I missed a point. Like, can you please repeat the question?
All right. I asked, can you share your career journey and how you discovered your passion?
Okay, so I want to be sure that everyone is listening to me. And then I
Yes,
have
loud
to
and
warn
clear.
everybody because I'm a storyteller, so we love telling stories. So I'm happy to walk you through my journey. I'll try to be very brief. Um, so most times when I think about my journey, I like to tell myself that if I had known what I knew now, say while I was still a student, I probably would have made a lot of progress. But then I still end up by telling myself that no time is actually late. So I studied biochemistry. I've always loved biochemistry. I mean, most of the people we had in our department then were those that applied for pharmacy and didn't get it, and those that applied for medicine and were eventually pushed to biochemistry. But right from school, I applied for biochemistry. I was admitted to study biochemistry, and I was really determined to study biochemistry. And then we gave it all our all. We gave it our all, and we came out well. So, as expected, after graduation, we went for NYSC and all of that. During NYSC, I tried to do some businesses which didn't work out. And then after NYSC, I started working as an administrative assistant in a school. I was earning 30,000. And after a few months, when I threatened to stop because like I was spending most of the money on Tife, they decided to add extra 10,000. So I started earning 40,000. And not long after that, there was the outbreak of COVID. And then along the line, I became a mom. And that was when like my first struggle started because I knew I wasn't ready to jump bus as a mom, having a child at my back and then jumping buses to earn 40,000. Like the thought of it alone wasn't okay for me. So I started looking for what I can do online. And this was in 2021. That was when affiliate marketing was like everywhere on the internet. And I'm like, what is this affiliate marketing? That was when I started learning that you can actually sit in your house with your and you make thousands of naira, hundreds of thousands of naira at home without having to jump buses, without having to apply jobs, and you don't even need to have a background um in a particular field to be able to do this. And so I became interested. And it was just after we did my first child's birthday. We did her birthday, and the program then, the affiliate program, was 45,000 at the time. So it was after her birthday, the money people had given to me, I used that money to register for affiliate marketing. It was during affiliate marketing that I started discovering a lot of things that I loved: storytelling, writing to sell. And that was how I channeled that interest into copywriting. So far, I've learned like a lot of skills. Sometimes I feel like there was like a particular year I spent both what I was earning and any money coming to me, I was using it to learn skills. Gradually, I I was gathering skills, and eventually it paid off because from 2021 until today, I've never had to commute buses to work. I've worked remotely since then, and there has never been a single month where I didn't earn. It was also during this, because of things, that I also like discovered my passion for helping people, um, their health and wellness. And that was how I was able to launch my business. So it's been an interesting journey of both discovery, of both trials, and of a lot of learning. That sometimes I felt like if I had this knowledge while I was still a student, I could have like channeled some of those youthful energy. Not like we're old now, but then, when you are single and not having a lot of responsibilities, we could have been able to channel some of those energies and be able to, as in, make more. But then there is never a later time. I mean, no time is ever late. The best time to start was yesterday, and another time to start is today. So whenever you start, just give it your best. And so that is my career journey so far. I hope it's quite
Thank you very
interesting.
much. Yes, thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy, for that inspiring journey. Uh, Trust me, it's never too late. So To all scholars, to all youths listening to us, to all present here tonight, it's never too late. Once you decide, you just kick start. Now, my next question goes to Miss Chika. Miss Chika, was there a defining moment when you realized digital monetization was your path?
Okay, thank you so much, Dave. I was listening to know if that was just that was the once again for the question and the opportunity. Okay, you said was there a time I thought digital monetization was like a for me, right? I got that right.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, actually, I started writing at the age of 12. That's when I noticed I loved like scribbling with words. I just loved anything writing, putting pen to paper, just just writing generally. Then I didn't even know like okay, write poems, write stories, everything. But I just loved putting pen to paper, and from there my mom, God bless her, started grooming me and everything and asking me, okay, copy from this to this and that to that. And with time, I started doing it. And before you knew what was happening, I was interested in writing a book. I was interested in writing a book. So I started writing while I was in secondary school. So I wrote the book and I published it when I was graduating from school. And I literally made my first money being a content writer, being a writer, being an author. And that alone did something to me saying that yes, so I can make money from actually writing. Because while I was in secondary school, I could help my classmates then write their essays in different, like, I could literally write one topic in five different ways, and our teachers will not even know that I was the one that wrote it. So when I put it together, made a book out of it, and published it while in school, and got it launched, and I got money from it, and like bulk of the money was part of my pocket money when I was entering the university. It just gave me that confidence that there's something here. You can monetize the skill of content writing. And from that time, I kept on writing. I kept on writing different things, poems and the rest of them. Then in school, I wasn't selling it or anything, but it was not just a skill for me. Let me put it that way. It was also a gift. It was also a gift. So a skill is, oh, you learn those things, you learn how to do it, you learn how to write. Then before I even wrote my book, I had not gone through any formal training on how to write a book or how to do all those things, or I bought a course. No, I wrote it, my mom edited, the editor did their work and everything. So writing for me is both a skill and a gift, right? Then in the university, on and on and on, I wrote my second book and I published it, right? Money. There was money there too. Came out of school. Please, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank, thank you. Came out of school and I just went full blown content writing for my brand, content writing from people's brands, content I was teaching content writing. So it has now been from just doing those things to monetization. So as I usually tell people, you can monetize your skills, your experience, your expertise. Once you have learned, you have groomed it, you've seen it, you know it's going to bless the next person close to you. It doesn't have to bless the whole world, right? The next person close to you, you can actually monetize it. You can actually monetize whatever skill you have, whatever experience you have, whatever expertise you have. So yes, I knew that monetization was a part I was going to go into. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Miss Chika. That was a that was a very inspiring story. So, like she said, whatever it is, it might be a gift. It could be your experience. It could be your skill. Whatever it is, it can be monetized. You just have to know the right thing, know the passion, know what is driving you. Get across to the right people. Yes, and start. And just to bring in what Mrs. Lucy mentioned, it's never too late to start. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. Thank you very much, Miss Chika. So I'll be moving on to the next question, and that'll be going to Mrs. Lucy. But before that, please, all our attendees, students, youth, everyone present on this call, do well to throw in your questions, use the chat box, bring them on. We have experts on board, and this is the right time. Trust me, this is the best time for you to gain insightful knowledge from people who have been there, who have seen, who have conquered. So please do well to use the chat box to drop your questions, and trust me, we will attend to them. So, Mrs. Lucy, what are the most in-demand digital skills young people should develop today? I mean, there are a lot of skills, there are broad arrays of skills that exist presently, but now we are looking at the most in-demand digital skills. That's okay. As someone who has never engaged in any monetization or the other, what skills will you recommend to me that if I decide to go into it now, yes, I don't need to wait for 10 years before I can start monetizing. I don't need to even wait for a year before I can start monetizing. The most in demand digital skills young people should develop today. Mrs. Lucy.
Okay, David, thank you very much for that question. And that will bring me to my 2 weeks ago, I went on a physical training where I addressed a couple of youths about personal branding and all of that. So, one of the questions I had asked them was, what skills do you have? And when I asked that question, a lot of people couldn't answer. So, you see, there are, yes, in demand skills, and there are skills that you should actually go for right now. But I love to say that you need to start from something you are passionate about and not just about making money. Let me use myself for instance. I I learned copywriting.
Hello, Mrs. Lucy, are you there?
And when I realized that, yes, I love selling for people.
Hello, Mrs. Lucy, are you there? Okay, I think something came up, and I'm sure she's attending to that currently. Okay, she's back. Thank you. Mrs. Lucy, could you unmute yourself? Thank you.
Please, I apologize.
Hello, Mrs. Lucy.
Apologize for that. Very
It seems Mrs. Lucy is having network issues. All right, we have her.
yeah. The is internet fluctuation, not quite really, but then it is what it is. so we can continue. I really apologize for those interruption. So
Thank
as I was saying, like when I went into copywriting, I knew I was passionate about writing and storytelling. But then along the line, I found out that most of the ways of monetizing copywriting involves that you have to eventually teach people about copywriting and all. Like, and my career journey, I haven't really like gotten to the point where I wanted to like start organizing training and collecting money from people. As at that time, I just wanted to gather more skills and offer as services. Like I'm more like a service person. I want to offer my services and get paid for it, and not just like create ebooks or create books and create courses. Like I've not really like moved into that direction. I'm more like offering services and getting it. So one of the reasons why I was able to stick to that journey and look for different ways I could actually like earn from copywriting was because I was passionate about it, about writing, about telling stories, about selling with it. And it's actually one of the things I do majorly as a VA. When I tell people virtual assistant is an umbrella word where you can offer virtually any skill you have and earn money from it. So I work as a social media manager. I still do administrative tasks and all of that. And these skills, they come in handy. So the first things you have to consider when it comes to acquiring skills is what you are passionate about. So you don't get into something because you feel that there is money in that place, and then you end up getting frustrated. Like you're doing something, it's paying you, but then you are not happy doing it. So, first of all, you need to understand what you are passionate about. What is that thing that if you're woken up in the middle of the night, as in, you don't have to be prepared to actually give it out freely. So you have to find a way to work on it. And right now, skills that are selling, skill, you see, um, content writing, copywriting, these are skills that will never go off face. I will come into like what is currently happening right now. But you see, no matter how much we go into AI and all of that, there will always be need for humans to um to really write content and copy for people. If you're looking to really develop a skill, you should look into content creation. You look into copywriting. Um, then we move into like the core tech skills. You see skills like programming, website development, graphics designing. These are skills that, you know why these things will never go off and go out of focus, because one, people, since COVID, people have seen the importance of the online space, and a lot of people are monetized. They build launch businesses from the comfort of their home, and they are just selling to people online. So the fact that there will always be need, um, the fact that there is always like new businesses coming up every day, there will always be need for a content writer. There will always be need for a copywriter. There will always be need for a graphic design. There will always be a need for a website designer, a website developer, and all of that. And then in currently with the way things have been going, the world is moving fast. You need to look into AI automation. AI automation it has made a lot of people wealthy. I myself am still learning. So one of the things that really made my work a lot of easy is using ChatGPT. And I've never paid for using ChatGPT, but I
wow.
could create I could create say 50 content in 1 hour using ChatGPT, and it wouldn't sound like ChatGPT because I've learned to program ChatGPT to think like myself, think like my client, and think like this other person. I know there was a time I was managing about 4 different brands. I was managing their social media. Um and some days, like in a day, I have to sound like 5 different people. So it's AI automation, AI prompting that was able to make my work a lot easier, by as in I have to add my human touch and all of that. So AI is becoming like the main thing right now. And if you are able to move faster and learn how to like learn AI, how to use AI, you'll be very rich. There are there are a lot of faceless videos on YouTube, and what people do is they use AI to create videos. They make full blown videos with AI and they post it on YouTube. Like they don't have to show their face. AI does all the work, of course, with the human touch and prompting and all of that. So learning AI right now is going to like is a very huge advantage for a lot of people. Then there is data interpretation, like something like analytics, data analysis, and there is cyber security. One of the things I'm currently adding to my virtual assistant services right now is cloud computing and cloud computing and develop and DevOps, like security, DevOps security and all of that. So it's more like cyber security and storage, cloud storage and all of that. So I'm just getting into this. So but then this is the long it's that a lot of people do not even need their phone storage these days. They save information in cloud so that whatever device, wherever you go to, you can be able to recover your information. So this is also like an angle if you are looking into core tech. And then you also learn how to use basic IT skills. You see things like data entry, things like bookkeeping. So most times I like to see that whatever you think you can do physically, there is a way you can offer these services online. So it still boils down to what I said initially. First, understand what you're passionate about. And then there is always a way to connect it to in demand skills right now. So whatever it is, you have to ensure that you're passionate about it and you're able to give it your all. And one thing I also want to advise anybody right now is you need to pick one thing and stay on it for a very long time. So this is one of the mistakes I made that I wouldn't advise anyone to make right now. When you pick up a particular skill, build on it. So if you are sure that right now you want to go into content creation, you need to build on it. Let people know you for it. Do not just go about picking up skills because you heard that you can make $1 billion from this in a few months. There is something about consistency. If you're consistent about a particular thing, people get to know you for it. For instance, when I launched my business, I really struggled with how I'm going to do this positioning online. Eventually, Holy Spirit gave me clarity and I had to divide my social media handle. So, mostly on my WhatsApp, I get to talk about wellness and all. So, it has gotten to that point that when people get sick, they just pick up their phone and call me and be like, Lucy, I'm having this right now. What do you think I can take? I don't want to take medicine. What foods can you recommend for me to? You see, like, and I haven't been in this business for 1 year yet, but then that consistency have been there. Just if you are consistent on one thing for 6 months, you gain the attraction and definitely the breakthrough you're looking at. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. You did appropriate justice to that question. So, just to recap on what you mentioned, firstly, you must have passion for whatever you intend to dive into. Then you can find a way to connect this thing you're passionate about into skills that are actually in demand. And she mentioned some things that are herself is she recommends for students, for people, for young individuals who are seeking skills for monetization. She mentioned content writing, copywriting, she mentioned content creation, she mentioned programming, web development, graphics design, AI automation, data analysis, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and DevOps. So if you're looking forward to some skills uh, to start monetizing. These are a list of skills. But remember, it's not about getting the money. It's about the passion. It's about what's going to keep you going, what's going to drive you, what's going to support you when you face setbacks, what's going to keep you on that path. Yeah. So please make sure passion is your priority in determining skills to monetize. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy, for that wonderful response. So next, I am moving to Miss Chika. Miss Chika, please. For someone starting with limited capital, what would you say is the first step to monetizing their skill? Before you go on, I would love all attendees to please drop their questions in the chat box. I'm doing well to read through them and then throw them to our speakers. Thank you. Miss Chika, you can go on. Thank you. Hello, Miss Chika. Hello, Miss Chika. Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. For someone who doesn't have capital, most times, we live in an age where people actually start maybe monetizing their knowledge, monetizing their skills, their abilities, and everything, all because of they want to make money. So most times they really do not even have the capital to do maybe a website on ads or do those things. The first thing I would say is have the passion, like Mam Lucy has said already. Have the passion, um, because it's not going to be rosy. You can put up an offer right now and nobody's even going to listen to you, right? But I would say is have the passion for it, one. Two, build a personal brand. I think I cannot emphasize that enough. Build a personal brand that people will know, like, and trust. People can bank on getting whatever you want to sell, even if it's at 500 naira, because it is you, right? So if you do not have that know, like, and trust, no matter how good your offer is nice, you have the best flyer or whatever it is, they might not be ready to buy from you. They might not be ready to even listen to what you have to say. So build a personal brand. The time you're thinking about, okay, I want to monetize my skills, I want to monetize my knowledge, my expertise, and all those things. Use that period, right? Use that period to build your personal brand. Before I actually became a LinkedIn coach and everything, I already started building. There was already there was already there was already, how do I put it now? My page was a testimonial. My page was a testimonial that LinkedIn is working. LinkedIn can give you what it says it can give. So when I was talking, I wasn't just talking from the place of, okay, this is that. I have done it for myself. I've done it for a few people through my free trainings. So I can do it for you even if you pay me. If I can do it for people for free, if you pay me, I should be able to do more. I should be able to deliver more, right? That is it. Build a personal brand that people will know, like, and trust. They might not trust you instantly, but it's going to help you in the long run. It's going to help your business, it's going to help you in monetizing. Whenever you wake up and say you want to monetize this thing, you want to do this thing, that personal brand you've built is going to speak for you before you speak for yourself. Is going to speak for you before you speak for yourself, right? So if you do not have the cash as currency, have the brand, have the relationship as currency. Who are the people in your circle? Who are the people you can say, oh, please, I have something that I'm trying to put out. I don't know if people in your network are ready to maybe get it. Then you tell this person, please ask Lucy. She is one of the person that if I have anything I want to maybe put up, I want to sell, and I say, oh, Lucy, please, can you help me put up my flyer on your page? I don't know who's going to see it. I have built that relationship currency. I might not have all the money in the world to run all the ads, but I have friends that have communities that are different from mine that could actually help me. Okay, so I've said two things now. Make sure you have passion for what you're doing, because some days will not be funny. The second one, make sure that you have a personal brand that can speak for you, that people know, like, and trust, and it's going to help you at the long in the long run. Another thing, have a very clear offer. So many persons, your offers are not clear. That's why people are confused. They don't even know what they need, what they are going to get from whatever you are going to put up to them. You have best ideas, but it's not, you've not brought it out well. We don't know what we are supposed to collect from whatever you are trying to put in front of us for us to buy, no matter how small the money is, right? What is that clear solution that you are going to give? What is that clear solution that you are going is your knowledge, your expertise, your whatever is going to give at that point in time, right? Then from there you can now start pushing and reaching out to people, doing one or two things. As I said, you really do not need all the money in the world to do your you do not need all the money in the world to do what you need to do. You just need to do the little you can do from where you are and with what you have, especially the brand you have built. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Chika. That was very insightful. I would like to recap a few things I got from your response. You emphasized the matter of the importance of passion. Likewise, Mrs. Lucy, you also spoke about building your brand, and that's very important. You need to build your brand. Your brand is the forefront of whatever skill you'll be monetizing. So if you don't have a foundational brand, if you don't have a brand that is actually solid, then what are you here to monetize? Very nice. And you also mentioned building relationship currency. You might not have the let's say the physical cash at hand or the cash to actually monetize your skill. I mean, to begin monetizing your skill. But once you're able to build relationship currency, then you can be assured you're on the right path. Thank you very much, Miss Chika. We also got a question from our comment section, and that question is actually directed to Mrs. Lucy. So, Mrs. Lucy, Musa is asking you, how can someone be consistent on a particular digital skill development? How can someone be consistent on a particular digital skill development?
Okay. Thank you, Musa, for that question. Um, a few days ago, can you hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I think it was a few weeks ago that I told myself, like, I was just thinking about my process, like my growth so far. And I remember that the first skill I'd ever learned was video editing. And then when I sat down, I told myself, if I had if I had been consistent with video editing and probably not as in, if I didn't get distracted, or if I didn't like pursue any other skill, right now, say from 2021 till now, I would have been 5 years in video editing. Sorry, 4 years in video editing. And by now, I would have been like, the queen of editing, because right now, you could charge anything for video editing. So, and that is where the consistency comes in. So, like I said, be passionate about something. And then, with when you're passionate about that thing, that no matter how, even if you're not earning, say in the first 3 months, because the thing is, one of the challenges is we just want quick money. But sometimes I just analyze it. I mean, you went through school for 4 good years. You came out and you were patient with NY, like you were patient to those 4 years learning. You were not talking about making money while in that school. Okay, the government pays you while you were doing NYC. And even after that, people are still patient with looking for job, even before like they get like a good job and start earning from it. So sometimes I feel like, why can't we like channel the same level of patience when we are learning a skill? You don't just get into something and 1 month, and in the first month you're already thinking of hitting, let's say you heard that somebody is editing one video for $1,000, and then you feel like you who just started 1 month ago is going to start hitting $1,000. You've forgotten that this thing took this person time. I mean, this person could have been here for the past 10 years, they've been here for the past 5 years, they've been sharing their journey, learning different tools and all of that. So that is where the consistency comes in. I want to learn video editing. Come rain, come shine, I am on video editing. The only thing I have to learn is that I could learn Photoshop, I could learn Adobe effects, right? I could learn CapCut, I will learn Canva, I could learn in videos. So what you just have to keep doing is learning different tools you can use to achieve your work, but they are all going to be under the same umbrella. So it's not like today you're doing video editing. Oh, tomorrow, I don't have the patience for this. Let me go into programming. Somebody told me that one or like you're going to create game. I read somewhere on LinkedIn, the person was talking about how he was paid $15,000 to design one game, and then you heard something like that say, please let me leave video editing. There is money now in coding or game development and things like that. Tomorrow you're still going to move from that and coding, you're still going to, something else is still going to interest you. So that's where we talked about passion, and then it's after passion, and then you understand the value you want to give with that thing you are building. That's when you can be able to stay on it. There are always new things to learn under whatever thing you are learning. Like one single skills, there are always different things to learn on it. So that is it. I hope this answered your question, Musa.
Yes, Musa, if her response answered your question, if you just put it there in the chat box. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. She also really emphasized the importance of passion. Passion is really important when it comes to being consistent, learning how to stay, and then develop and grow yourself in that particular skill. So while we wait for further questions, please, students, all attendees, do well to drop your questions in the chat box. They will be addressed appropriately. So my next question is still going to Mrs. Lucy. Mrs. Lucy, how do you identify profitable niches in such a crowded digital space? This is different from the question I gave to Miss Chika about in-demand digital skills. Now I'm asking, how do we identify profitable niches in such a crowded digital space? Imagine let's say in a university setting now, of about sometimes 20,000 students in an average university, we could have about 5,000 students into graphic design. I mean, and one would think, oh, if I go into this, there are a lot of people who are actually better than me. I mean, some skills are already crowded, and this kind of brings a sort of fear to students, to individuals when they decide to go into a particular skill, because they feel there are people who have started before them. So what's going to make them the preferred choice when they go into it? So how do we identify profitable niches in such a crowded digital space? Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy.
Okay. When we talk about profitability, we talk about being able to make money from something. And as you said, like there are a lot of people moving into there are a lot of people moving into like different things at this time. Yeah, a lot of people currently are in real estate because they feel like there is the money there. A lot of people are in graphic designing because there is. It's also the same thing that happened in school when like a lot of people tend to go for be interested in medicine, in law, in pharmacy because we feel like there is always like a job opportunity waiting out there for us. But here's something I've learned about the online space. One of the things Chika said is knowing what you are offering people. Honestly, I really once you are learning an in-demand skill, having a niche is something like we are always told to have a niche, and honestly it was really like a struggle for me at the onset. Niche down, niche down, niche down to who you serve. Don't just you can't say you are serving business owners who are like the business owners that you serve. Being able to niche down at that early stage is really like something we kind of struggle with, but that is the place of research. When you go to like remote spaces where people can go to and get jobs like Upwork, and there are other one, Fiverr and all of that, like there is always room for you to like research and see those things that people are always asking for. I always tell people that what you do offline can also be done online, but you will understand that the money, I mean, the profitability cannot be the same, and that is why you have to like calm down to do your research while you are learning content creation. Who do you want to serve? So having a clear understanding of your audience will help you pick like a niche you are going to like serve. What am I like? Who am I trying to serve? Who am I most interested in offering my services to? Recently I had to tell myself that the people I want to work with are either going to be coaches, because yes, I've worked with these people, or CEOs, or they are founders. I've worked with these people, I've had experience working with these people, and I love working with them. So before we even talk about being able to like the monetizing aspect, is actually like trying to understand what you are offering. Let's say you've learned that skills, you have to define what you are giving out, and that is how you are able to pick a niche. Now if you are able to like get your niche, you are actually the person that is going to pick your niche and be able to push yourself, build your personal brand, and be able to like attract the people you really want to work with and the people that will get your services. Currently, I'd say like the internet is really wide. If you are able to put your offer correctly, you will see people pay for it. Like there are people that when they tell you how much people pay them for certain things, you'll be marveled. And that is because they've created a niche for themselves and be able to define what they are offering. So once they you put your creativity, your uniqueness into that offer, you can be able to like name your price and be very good at what you are doing. If you're very good at what you're doing, you have picked your niche, I feel you can easily position yourself to really sell that. So I'm not sure that there is a particular niche somewhere um that is selling the most online right now. As long as is the in-demand skills, there is always a way for you to really monetize and make good money from it, as long as you are able to define your offer. So that is what I have for that question. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. You mentioned making our research, you mentioned knowing our audience, you also mentioned being unique. Yes, then once we're able to do that, then we can, of course, name our price. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy, for that wonderful response. So we're moving further now. And my next question is directed to Chika. Miss Chika, what obstacles did you face when starting your digital journey, and how did you get to overcome them? Mrs. Chika, Miss Chika, please, thank you. Oh, I think we just lost Miss Chika. Okay. Mrs. Lucy, please, would you love to answer that question for us? I asked, what obstacles did you face when starting your digital journey, and how did you get to overcome them? I would appreciate you giving us this response in about 3 to 4 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'll keep it very short. One of the obstacles I encountered was having experience, having not like experience, having a portfolio. Most people, when they want to work with you, they want to see like the work you've done before. And most times, as a
Hi,
beginner,
David.
you
Can
do
you hear
not
me?
have.
Oh, Miss Chika, welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, it's glad to have you. Once Mrs. Lucy is done responding, I'll come to you shortly. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so
All
when
right.
it came to that, so yes, where people were always asking about portfolio, what have you done? What have you not? I want to see a sample of what you've done. What I did to get get a portfolio was I did volunteering jobs for people. Like, did I say volunteering? Then there is pro bono services. Like, don't pay me, I will do this for you, and I will do it the same way I would do it for someone that paid me. So I did that for somebody. The current job I have now came from referral. The first other one I had to came from referral. The same person gave it to me, and this was someone that I wrote for free. Like, I gave him a content, and then he used that content to he used the copy rather to close a six-figures deal, and he promised that he was definitely going to get me a job, and he did. So when it comes to those and people always asking to see what you've done, you can volunteer for people so you can use it to build service. Just like Chika said, do something for free. That way you'll be able to get build your portfolio and have something to show people. Thank you.
Um, Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. So you all heard what Mrs. Lucy mentioned. Once you have issues with your portfolio, people asking you, what have you done? I mean, what do you have to show for what you are, know, to vouch for what you're saying? learn to volunteer, learn to do some things free. Once you do these things, you can refer back to them. They're just like footprints for future opportunities. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. So back to you, Miss Chika. Thank you for coming on board. My question is, how do you handle burnout while constantly creating in the digital space? I understand um, digital creation can be quite stressful and tiring, but how then do you handle burnout situations? Miss Chika, thank you.
Thank you so much, David, for that question. Okay, in especially if you're working remotely, right? Working remotely and you're just doing your thing, some things are inevitable if you don't take precautions. Depression when that comes from isolation, and burnout if you're a workaholic. So what I would say is create boundaries. When I started out as a freelancer, a remote worker, I would take every and any job. I would take every and any job. But with time, I started creating boundaries. There's some clients that will reach out to me. There's some clients that reach out to me that they want to speak to me by they're in Nigeria, or they're in Nigeria, but they just feel that your time zone should be their time zone. If they are ready by 1 a.m., you should be picking calls by 1 a.m. If they are okay by 3 a.m., you should be picking calls by 3 a.m. I would do all those things then, but at a point, it's like, no, I'm a remote worker, but I don't work 247, right? I do not work 247, and I cannot be burning myself out. These days, paracetamol is even very, very expensive, like 500 naira for paracetamol, and you want you want to be putting people's matter on your head. It's not nice, right? So create boundaries for yourself. Save yourself from the stress. Save your stress self from the whole unnecessary things that you know that you can actually say, we can pick this up tomorrow. It's not a do or die affair that you're doing. It's something that can be picked up the next day. That call, that meeting can be done the next day, right? So you can actually do it. You can actually do it the next day. So to avoid burnout, make sure your terms and conditions, your own boundaries, you've set it. You can be flexible. Amazing. Be flexible, because there are sometimes you need to just stretch beyond, but not every time. And when you start doing that and you start taking your peace of mind into consideration over money, you start feeling more at peace. You start loving your job more. Why do I say that? There was a client I had. Whenever I see her messages on WhatsApp, I start fidgeting. I'm always scared of, what is this person going to say? What did I do wrong again? Right? So at a point, I just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with the whole thing. I'm done with work. I'm done working for you in the most polite way. I didn't tell her that I was rejecting it and I saw her message and everything. I just came up with an excuse and I stopped. And I think um 10 or 30% of my life that she took away from that with that job came back to me. I felt more alive. Yes. I felt more alive. So if you in monetizing your skill, there's something Lucy said. There's that tendency to take every and any job, every and any job, just to make sure there's money in your pockets. But I will tell you from experience, filter, 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 check well. Would this take, this is going to take my health? Am I going to get burnt out doing this? And please do not forget, it's about building your personal brand. Do not build your or whoever you're working with their brand so much that you forget yours. It's very easy to just slip away. you keep building their brand, especially if you're a virtual assistant, you're a social media manager, you are building their brand, showing up every day, doing everything, but your brand is suffering. What if that client leaves you tomorrow? What are you going to do? Where are you going to start? Are you going to start from square one? What are you going to do at that point in time? So for me, how I just cleared off the burnout and everything is I just made sure to set boundaries, tell you from the onset when we are having our discovery calls, I don't do meetings. I don't answer meeting calls beyond 6 p.m. or anything work related between beyond 6 p.m. And the truth is that people listen. When you set it, they listen. But when you have no rules, when you have no boundaries, when they break it, it's you didn't tell them. That's the excuse. You didn't tell them, right? You didn't tell them. So have boundaries and be flexible to stay from burning out because it's very, very easy to burn out as a creator.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Chika. So, like she mentioned, set boundaries. Set boundaries. Be your own boss in a reasonable sense. Yeah, be your own boss. Don't just keep chasing after the bag at the expense of your health. So that's very nice. And moving on further, but before then, my next question is going to Miss Chika still. But our audience, please, how many of us are actively monetizing a skill right now? I mean, we're all talking about monetizing the digital age, but now let's do the statistics. How many of us are actually actively monetizing a skill right now? You could just do well by showing your hands in the chat or typing it, I'm monetizing this skill. We'd really appreciate to see all that in the chat box. So back to you, Miss Chika. My next question now. A very sensitive one, but important. What free or low cost tools do you recommend for beginners starting a digital brand? I mean, for someone starting, especially students, early professionals, they don't tend to go big due to cost and all of that. But as someone who has advanced in the sphere of digital world, what free or low cost tools do you recommend for beginners starting a digital brand? Miss Chika.
Sorry, Davy, I think I missed you for a while. You said what? I didn't get the question well.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I asked what tools or low-cost tools do you recommend for someone starting a digital brand?
Okay, low cost tools I would recommend. If you're into graphic design or you're into basic design, I would recommend Canva. Some people go for the pro version. Sometimes I use the pro version too. But if you have a team of maybe graphic designers, you can split the bills. Sometimes you can even pay 2,000 plus to get the pro version. Only if you really know what you need the pro version for. If but you can actually start without the pro version using Canva for your designs, for your carousels, for even your videos, little reels, maybe reels cover and all those things. You can use that. Another is CapCut, but it's quite expensive. It's quite expensive. CapCut is quite expensive now. But if you are just a beginner, you can use InShot. You can use InShot. Maybe then you can advance to CapCut. And but there's a free version of CapCut actually. There's a free version. Of There's a free version of CapCut. Also, tools that you can also use, especially if you're just starting out and you're trying to be organized. I say Airtable. I don't know if you know about Airtable. Airtable is another very good one. I use that for my clients in terms of organizing their content and the rest of terms of organizing it. Yes. So those tools are quite friendly, and any Microsoft tool, you can actually use all those tools. They are free of charge to get one or two things done. But for graphics design, I would recommend Canva anytime, any day. And if you want to get stock photos that you want to use, even ChatGPT is free, and there are many things ChatGPT can even give you right now. If you need pictures for your Instagram, you can prompt it rightly, like prompt it rightly. You When people use ChatGPT to write their contents, you will know there are some persons who know how to prompt it rightly, and you will never know. Like Lucy said, Ma'am Lucy said, you can write a content, 50 contents, and you won't know. But there are some persons, because emojis are flying left, right, center. There's bag, there's a aeroplane, everything just flying everywhere, right? And there's something called prompt engineering. Some people are already going to school to study that prompt engineering, in the prompt. So if you want to maybe do something new, yes, you can go into prompt engineering, prompting ChatGPT well. Can get pictures from ChatGPT, can get flyers from ChatGPT. Just know what how to prompt it to give you what you want. And yes, any other, those are the tools I basically use. Those are the tools I basically use. Any other thing, I also use Free Pick to get stock photos. In case I just want to get the rest of it, I use that too. Yes. If I miss any, Mom Lucy, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Chika. So Miss Chika gave us some tools, free and low cost tools that we could actually start with. Trying to monetize our skills digitally. She mentioned FreePick, she mentioned Canva, mentioned CapCut, she mentioned InShot, Airtable, and Microsoft tools, and of course there is ChatGPT. So that brings me to my next question, ChatGPT, and that will be directed to Mrs. Lucy. So, Mrs. Lucy, please, in just a minute or two, because we are about rounding off, what's your take on using artificial intelligence for content creation and skill monetization in a minute or two? Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy.
Okay, my take on that is use AI. Yeah. If I catch anybody that is saying I don't want to use AI now, I'll flog your Rimo code. Because why will you not make your life easy? I say I can wake up 5 minutes. Let's say I didn't organize content yesterday. I can wake up and in 5 minutes I have a content ready. Why are you not using AI right now? No, I'm not saying you should download from AI and then put the. I mean, people are launching businesses with AI. AI gave them idea. AI gives them a business plan. AI can even like design, structure how you are going to launch your business, and you will not use AI. Please use AI. You have your natural intelligence. You know what you will put out, and it will sound relatable and human, and like it will sound like a human. But AI helps you with idea. I mean, there's a lot of things we are already going through in this country that you may not have to sit down and start thinking of. When it comes to like the current online skill, the skills that we monetize online, AI is of a lot of help. Yes, they cannot help us in the lab with research and all of that. Even like, I think they are working towards things like that. One movie I was watching, they were using robots to conduct surgery and all of that. This is where the world is moving to, and you have to move with it. You have to move. People are paid a lot of money right now to engineer AI. Please learn how to use AI. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lucy. So she has given us her take, and that is the support of artificial intelligence in content creation and skill monetization. Very nice. So, Mrs. Lucy, I'm still coming to you. And my question is, how can students or early professionals build a strong digital presence while still in school? So, this question seeks to address the issue of balancing academics with non-academic activities. In this case, digital monetization skills. So, how can students or early professionals build a strong digital? How can they build a strong digital presence while still in school? Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much for that question. Like like I said, I've said it many times here on this slide that if I knew what I knew now as a student, oh my god, I'd have been able to do a lot. So when I first opened my first LinkedIn account, it was in 2017 during our finals. We were just listening to one of our lecturers and he talked about LinkedIn and building your professional, your online presence on LinkedIn. I just reluctantly created the account, and I didn't understand what was going on LinkedIn. So I wasn't serious. Even on Facebook, I was just catching, when you're just catching cruise just for fun and all. When I got into the online space and see how like people structure the right now, it's even now that people are more intentional about their online presence. Those are people could just come on Facebook to laugh, talk, throw people and all of that. The trolling is still ongoing. But right now, a lot of people are more conscious of what they put out. Now, when it comes to like balancing academics and building your online presence as a professional, as a student, you have to first of all decide on what type of brand are you building. What do you want people to associate with your personal brand? You could be a lecturer, but then you don't want to come online and be talking about lecturer. I'm a lecturer, I lecture this student, all of that. So maybe you just want to teach people about a particular thing that is away from education. So that is the kind of personal brand you have to build. So you decide because you have like you are busy, um, you have your academics work, you have your life, you may even have a family, all those type of things. Can decide to just pick a particular platform. Most times I know initially people only saw LinkedIn as a place for coming to seek for job or for a place for professionals. But I can tell you, the first person before I even met Chika online, the first course I took on LinkedIn optimization was from a 17-year-old then. She was, I think she was in her 200 level law. Favor Aya was her name. Is her name. Favor Aya is her name. So that was the first course I took. And I paid her because I saw that she was on LinkedIn building herself. I think I was it 15,000 I paid. I think it's around that amount I paid. And it wasn't just me, a lot of people paid to be in that class. So you should just pick a particular platform, and I will always recommend LinkedIn. I mean, it may be tough at the onset, but when you gain your ground on LinkedIn, it can position you for a lot of things. So you first of all have to decide on what you want to associate your brand with. Say you are a student, quite all right. You could use that your personal brand to talk about life as a student, talk about skill, or you're learning a particular skill that you want to sell sometime you want to sell in future, you offer to people. You use social media to document your processes, and then you don't have to overwhelm yourself. Decide, okay, I'm a student, I can only post twice a week, I can only post 3 times a week. It may not give you like you may not go viral, but you are consistent with those 3 times, 4 times a week. you are showing up, you're engaging with people, people will see you, they will know you and eventually like you. And the more you are in people's faces, the more your name sticks to their mind. So that when they start thinking about someone that does what you do, you'll be the first person to come to their mind. So it's just about making that first decision. And I will always advise that you start with one platform, and with time you can now progress. And maybe when you now have money to hire a VA, let's say you are a professional and you don't have that time, you have money to hire a VA, you can hire a virtual assistant that can manage your brand and help you stay consistent. But as a student, you have to pick one platform and just show up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Just keep showing up, like she mentioned. No one is rushing you. Just show up, take it slow, and then you get it. So we are rounding off shortly, but a question came in. But before that, I hope we are being impacted. Our attendees, students, young individuals. I just hope we are being impacted. I mean, to show that you're actually with us and you've been gaining so far, could you just type ready in the chat if you're prepared to take action after this session? I mean, we've been learning and getting all that knowledge. I mean, beyond that, it's for us to actually do beyond what we were previously. Now, with all the knowledge we've been gaining,
Hello, everyone. I think we lost David. David, can you hear us?
Think so.
He's probably having some network challenges. Um, a question did come up while he was encouraging our participants to indicate readiness to take action after today's event. I would appreciate if we could just attend to this question briefly because we're running out of time and we have about 8 minutes. I'll just highlight that question and see if Lucy or Chika is willing to chime in. Thank you so much so far. This has been very impactful. Thank you. Can you see the question I highlighted?
Yeah, yes, I've
Okay,
seen that question.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
She was talking about some skills that AI can be used as a guide. She said there are AI checkers that might detect the use of AI. Um, I don't quite understand like when you mean like skills that AI can be used as a guide. But let's say I'm trying to understand like when you mean like writing with AI, and then there are AI checkers that see there are everyday English. Remember that someone actually prompted AI, and most times these days AI uses like your everyday English that because we use AI often, sometimes when you read people's posts, you feel like, oh, AI wrote this one. But these are everyday English. And that is why what I said was you use AI for ideas. You don't depend on AI. Say you're using ChatGPT to write. Nobody is checking your content that you posted on social media. But if it's a research work, you obviously cannot just use AI all through. Although people do it, people use the paid version of AI to write projects, and they get away with it because they found a way to modify AI languages and give it that human touch. So right now, there are even like jobs that before people take you on, they will ask you if you have AI knowledge. So we are quite moving away from that AI checkers where people will tell you, I don't want you to use AI to do this, I don't want you to use AI to do that. You use AI to generate ideas and then be able to add your human touch to make it sound natural. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I
Let me
think
add.
you. Oh, okay. Go on, Miss Chika.
Thank you so much. Okay, Lucy has spoken well. The truth is that we are actually moving away from AI checkers because there are some jobs you won't get it if you don't even have a very good knowledge about prompting AI, right? And as I told you, prompt engineering is one thing that's like the new goal now in terms of engineering, prompt engineering. So nobody really has that time to except you make it look so much like this is AI. This is a language that, or let me say, Tonto will not usually use. That is when it now becomes very obvious that you used AI. But there's a way you will talk to your AI. Your AI understands you, understands the way you talk, understands the way you write. I write for different brands in different niches, in different. You don't expect me to write everything from my head, right? You don't expect me to do that. But if I write in those niches, in those cases, and everything, it's always different from the way I sound as a person because it's not my brand. I'm writing for this person, maybe in the hospitality industry. It's going to be like Madam BC in the hospitality industry because I have prompted AI so well that he understands how Madam BC talks and how she writes in the hospitality industry. And it will help me write as Chika in my own industry. So everything boils down to not solely depending, but making sure you know how to use AI the right way. There are people using AI for we are just using AI for writing. There are people using AI for the most amazing things that you are like, wow. So AI checkers are just the list of the problems right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chika and Lucy. I feel like we already did justice to that. And moving forward, we have 3 minutes. So, are there final thoughts from either of you before we round up today?
Okay, so I'll go first. Um, Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and to share my experiences with all of you. And my final words, we all will be, don't let anything stop you. Do not let anything stop you. Do not allow age, do not allow where you are currently, do not allow even like the obstacles you are looking at currently. Do not let anything stop you. Make that first step and continue, and always ask God for help. You cannot do it on your own. So always ask God for his grace and his help, and he will definitely lead you to where you are heading to. God bless you all. And thank you for listening to me today.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Somto. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And for everyone that listened from the beginning to this time, asked questions, I want to say very thank you. And I want to say something that trainings do not guarantee results. Trainings do not guarantee results. What guarantees results is implementation. You might have listened to us tonight, but if you do not implement, there will be there's no difference between the person that came here tonight and the person that maybe is just Netflixing and chilling, right? So you need to implement. Mam Lucy has said Go for it. Don't let anything limit you. I started very early in to start. If you started late, start. Whenever you start your morning, right? Whenever you start is your morning. Started. If you need guidance, if you need tutoring, if you need help, reach out to the right people. Pay for mentorship, pay for accessibility, pay for accountability, pay for whatever needs to be paid for to be able to build something sustainable for yourself, and you'll be proud that you did that. Thank you so much once again. I appreciate you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Sonto. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Lucy and Chika. It's been such an insightful session. I believe our attendees today gleaned a lot of wisdom, from your experiences and your wealth of knowledge. So I really appreciate you both for taking the time to be here. And also thank you, David. You did an amazing job. It feels like you've been doing this for a long time. You did great. Thank you so much for moderating today's event. I'll leave it to you to close us up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Somto. Okay, we are done for the night. I want to especially thank, I mean, I know Ms. Somto has thanked all our speakers, our attendees. I want to go further to thank them all for being part of this enriching conversation. I want to especially thank our brilliant speakers and person of Lucy Chinanzang, BC, and Chika Ike Ojuku for their openness, wisdom, and practical advice. So this is just a notice to all attendees to use the link provided to view their attendance for tonight's session. We've learned today that the digital age is not just about consuming content, but about creating value and building sustainable income streams with our skills. So let's remember the Bridge Scholarship is here to continue supporting you through opportunities like this. Please stay connected on their social media platforms at the Bridge Scholarship and visit their website, thebridgescholarships.com, for more resources and upcoming programs. Please feel free to offer your feedbacks and areas of improvement. You could do so via any of our social media platforms. We'll do well to respond to them and treat them appropriately. On behalf of the organizing team, thank you all for attending. Keep creating, keep innovating. Most importantly, keep bridging the gap between where you are and where you're destined to be. Have a lovely night, everyone, and do take care.